Hello YouTube. I can get our intro Rabbitry video going finally. Just start off with what we got here is used to raise English bulldogs, and we're down to pretty much one old female and then my old male. It's our house dog, and so I got a 10 by 10 kennel there on concrete, and then this 8 by 8, which in the future expansion, that one right behind the hutch there, that'll go against the wall, and then I'll be able to put in those hutches there. Those hutches there, those two will fit into here with this one, so it'll be one nice big loop. As far as the roof on it, it's just a tarp this summer for the shade and everything. Next year my intention is to make like PVC rib roof on it, like I've done before with my dogs in the past. So but I'll deal with that next year. Yeah, so they basically have tarp shading for now, except for those over there under the walnut tree there. They got obviously better shading with tree because it's layered. And the tarp roof, probably in the winter, I'm going to guess that's going to come off. And then tarps will go around the cage to protect from the cold winds and stuff. So I can go around with tarps and block all that. And as far as this summer, we're from mid-Missouri. So you all know how hot it was everywhere in this country this year. But we had fans out here, and they're all on all of our hutches. You'll see they all have box fans mounted to the end of their runs. All of them do. And they come out of the red building there, which is called the buck barn. That's where all the bucks are. All the does are outside, the bucks are inside, because the barn is air conditioned from when we had the bulldogs in there, because they have to have air conditioning because they don't do well in the heat. If it got above the 100 degrees, basically 98 degrees, if it got above 98 degrees, then we took all the does and they went inside in the buck barn. You'll see that later. I want to get this done outside while it's still daylight. I can go in there after a while. Under them they all have angles, and it runs down, and I just, all I gotta do is, it fills up, and I just rinsed it. That's why they're empty. And then I rinse it out with a garden hose on shower, and it goes into those buckets, and the buckets have wire bottoms cut into them, so they drains the water out but keeps the manure, so I can keep that for gardens and get rid of the people who want it. They all have roofs on, because whenever this shading is going to be, this here is going to be gone, then in the winter time it'll be snowy and icy, and they'll at least be covered that way. But you know, snow and stuff's going to have to come in here. I just got a hole cut here. I stitched it up. I do my own taxidermy, so I used some taxidermy thread and kind of did the edge, and it's worked really good all summer. When we did get big storms, we would pull a bungee cord from here and pull it down to that hutch over there, and that would pull the angle in, and all the water would come right here away from the rabbits and splash on the ground, and no problem. So that was pretty neat. After we had got the white rabbits going, we decided to go into the red rabbits, the red New Zealands, instead of the whites. So this is a broken red here, but we got reds and broken reds. That's what we're switching to. And then the whites will get phased out. Most of my whites are too young to have babies, except for Aphrodite here. She's already had one litter, and she's due next week for her next litter. And Iris here, I bought her bred, and she had her little babies. But all my reds and broken reds will be pedigreed. The whites are not pedigreed. They were just meat rabbits to get me started. So I thought I would do that. And then I got mini lops, and I thought I would do those for pets back when I had the whites, because a friend knew some people that had a pet store, and I'd need the cage space, because dealing with the reds, we decided we're going to run the reds and broken reds, and then we're wanting to show them. So you know, that gives us more cage space for the ones we're going to grow out to show, and that's why that is occurring. So my mini lops, those same friends are going to be taking them. This is one of the does here. There's another doe and a buck. This is Cookies and Cream. Most of our rabbits are going to be named from now on after candy bar type stuff. The whites were named after gods and goddesses, so that's why their names are what they are whenever I do introduce you to them. But again, we're just going to be switching over to the reds and broken red New Zealands for show purposes, you know, and you can sell them a little easier with them pedigrees, and if they don't, then I'm still eating them like I intended in the first place. They'll be going in the freezer for the family. Well, I guess I'll start over here with Aphrodite. And this is Aphrodite. She's about a 7-month-old doe. I bought her bred. I asked for a bred doe, and they bred her, and she was only like 4.5 months old. And it was kind of sad because she was pretty small. But she had her litter of 5 her first time, kept one through that, you know, just her first time. But he did awesome, and he just left today actually because he became such a part of our family that we had to not use him in the freezer. He got a free pass the first round, so he got to go, and that's Aphrodite. Now again, all these whites are going to be going sooner or later, and this one will be Hestia right here. She's a nice doe, nice looking doe there. She's going to be getting bred here pretty soon. She's almost right at that 6-month mark, getting real close to that 10-pound mark, so she's about ready. As well as Artemis. That's Artemis there. I'm sorry if I'm moving y'all around. Once we get this established in the future videos and updates, it won't be so hectic. As far as the reds go, these are Starburst and Twizzler. They are young does. 2 young does I've got. They are they'll be pedigreed again. All the reds will be, but they're 2 of our does we got. Nice, beautiful red colors. And then the other one in here was Iris. Now, obviously her name's on a candy bar. She was named before we got her, and she was bred when I bought her. And yeah, she had 7 babies. 1 peanut that died right away, and then 1 little baby at the 2.5-week mark. He broke his leg, back leg. I don't know. She did. He did. He did really good for a while, and then he just kind of gave up. So, but I'm pretty sure all 5 of these are does, and those 2 in the back there is Dots and Skittles, because they're getting kept back for breeding stock. And then that little red one there is Kit Kat. Is a solid red, obviously out of a broken doe, so she will be bred to a broken buck that I have inside that I'll show you later. And these 2 here are they're all does for some reason. These 2 here, as you can see, they're broken reds. It's not as best lighting in here with the shade, but they kind of have that whole, sorry Iris, they kind of have, it looks like the excessive white hairs. As you can see, they're not really spots, more of an excessive white hair, and I'll show you out here in the sunlight real quick. But you can see there's a lot of white hairs in that there. Huh. Little guy. Yeah, there's Dots. She's our curious one. She's a good little girl. And Skittles. But those 2 are does. I'm going to have to probably get rid of them. They're going to the freezer. I might try to sell them and let them go. But I don't think they're going to be showable type. So, and then my favorite doe right now, my best doe, will be Baby Ruth. We got her from a lady who raises reds. She's pretty dark, as you can see there. Let's see. Hey baby, that's Baby Ruth. Now she is, she's under 6 months still, but she's a real nice big doe. She's a good girl too, and she's gonna go with us to the show Saturday in 2 days here, and she's gonna go get shown, one of our first. So her and a little buck I got in there, I'm gonna try to take them to the show. It'll be our first show, so we're trying to learn getting our feet wet, you know. And that's the inside. I can't think of everything else to say anything about, but if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll try to help you out with what we're doing here. Now I'm going to go outside real quick and I'll show you these. And over there is just my where I keep the poo and archery targets, obviously, for bow hunting. But this is Zeus. Say hi, Zeus. And this is Athena and Hera. But we have this panel. I moved it out here against this building, ran the tarp over the top for shade, which helped the inside shading too. And these guys are out here. And then I'll hope in the winter pull the tarp around here and we'll just walk out here. We call this the annex area, and because it just got added on. You know how it is. You just keep adding on and adding on. But I think we're about done. Those cages over there, I'm probably going to build one more double. Those are 6 foot long. All the cages, they're 3 foot, you know, wide and 2 foot deep. But I'll probably put another one along that other fence behind that tree right there, just to have more weaning cages and such. And I will take you guys inside.